Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar Migrating from WESB to IIB, Tool-Based Conversion, Challenges and Options. Today our speakers will be Kunal Mittal, who is working as a practice manager for integration, and we have one more speaker, Mahesh Dondati, who is working as a senior integration architect. From here, I am going to hand it over to Kunal. Kunal, it's all yours.
Thanks, Lakshmi. Good afternoon, all. So today we will be going towards this presentation from Miracle on WESB to IIB conversion approach, challenges and options. And we'll be talking about the best of the conversion options which are available from IBM, which of them we feel works best, and what are the pros and cons with each one of them. So my colleague Mahesh, who will be also giving a live demonstration on a conversion process from IIB, from a WESB flow to an IIB flow. And then he will be going over all the migration options, the pros and cons, and what is our perspective or Miracle's perspective on the conversion options. So with that, let's move on to the agenda, which we will be covering in today's presentation. We'll go over the Miracle story, the Miracle ESB framework, why migrate, what are the key drivers right now we have in order for us to migrate, why are we looking at migration from WESB to IIB, what are the advantages of moving to Integration BUS, and the conversion and managed services from Miracle around WESB. When our clients are looking to move from WESB to IIB, what kind of services we provide as part of it. And then going into a live demonstration with migration options with my colleague Mahesh, who will go over the details of and the technicalities of the migration process. And then we'll take up the question and answers, and feel free to ask any doubts you have in the whole presentation. So as far as Miracle is concerned, we are 20 plus years old company. We work with different geographies, and we have 20 plus years of expertise. We have 500 plus certified individuals and 15 plus technology partnerships. So we have been well established in the integration domain, and we have executed projects with Fortune 500 companies using IBM middleware technologies. As I spoke before, we have large amount of certified resources across our global delivery centers back in India and here in US. We offer services around production support, maintenance, and bug fixes. We do have a lot of reusable assets collected over the last 20 years, servicing our clients in various industry domains like retail, finance, logistics, and healthcare. So this is something which we offer back to our clients in terms of saving their effort and cost. Miracle technical expertise. So we have core expertise from IBM. We are premium business partners with them, and support all most of their integration products. So when it comes to Integration BUS or NQ, Cast Iron, API Connect, everything which you will see here on this slide is supported and at our client side. So we have experienced consultants in all these different technologies who support us back at the client side here in US and at India as well. One of the differentiators which Miracle comes on board is that we invest a lot in our innovation labs, who does a lot of research and analysis on the cutting edge technologies around IoTs and cloud and others. So this is one of the things which differentiates us, and we also have an integration center of excellence who work very closely with our clients and with our consultants on the ground, taking care of all the reusable patterns, architectures, principles, guidelines, standards. And with all of that said, feeding the feedback back from the client on how industry trends are moving, and what are the best practices around those new cutting edge technologies and how to apply it back with integration perspective. So this is something which we do as part of Integration Center of Excellence. The team works back from India, and they are intelligent individuals working specialized on the integration space. So we now will talk about the key drivers on why we are talking about migration in the first place. So the first of all, about the warranty support. So as announced by IBM, the end of support for WESB 7.0.x is slated to be on 30th of April 2018, and IBM won't be supporting this product beyond that point. So there's a risk for the customers or for the enterprises which are running WESB in production right now, and they have still not made up their mind on which product or technology they want to migrate to. So they will be there is a potential risk because we have seen with our experiences that with large enterprises, and depending on the number of flows you have, number of applications which you connect using WESB, and the kind of complexity you have built in with those flows, it takes roughly 8 to 12 months to migrate end to end. And with that being said, it's a good time to start, since we are already probably reaching the end of 2016. That would give our enterprises around a year to migrate to a newer platform. Cost savings, of course, there's a cost saving which we go back to the client and say that the sooner you migrate, the better it will be in terms of keeping the WESB environment up and running versus an IIB environment. So the developers on the WESB environment use something like a designer. It's a toolkit like we have on IIB, and those bids are being charged by IBM for each and every instance. So you have to select 20 developers. You will be paying for each and every developer. You will be paying the licensing cost back to IBM. Development and UT environments are free on IIB. So that is something which was not there on WESB, and IBM offers the development and unit test environment completely free, which adds to the client's advantage when it comes to cost savings. Technological advancement. This is something which is very important as we see that enterprises are growing. There are more challenges, there are more cutting edge technologies, and there is digital transformation which everyone is talking about. There is a need of doing things faster, better, and quick. So for that to achieve, we need to ensure that whatever product suite which we have in our landscape is up to the speed with the market, or is having all the features embedded within itself to take it to the next level. With that being said, IIB comes to the rescue because it has a functionally richer product or tool set as compared to WESB. Provides a lot of nodes out of the box, which was not present on WESB, a lot of features which we will discuss in the next slide, and which makes it easy and faster for the clients to embed the new functionalities within the integration engine. Development, deployment, testing is faster. There are few things which have been chopped off, like the need of a WAS server and a database, which is something which is a prerequisite for installing WESB and is something which is not needed in IIB. So definitely your runtime becomes less bulky, and for that, with that being said, because of the availability of the better tool set on IIB, it is good for the developers, easier for the developers to do deployments quickly, and even the testing suite is pretty simple to use, and it is faster as compared to WESB. Let me move to the next slide. We'll talk about more on the IIB features compared against WESB, what we have right now. Yeah, thank you. So, okay, so on the top you see WESB, the features, and at the bottom you can see the complete feature set of Integration BUS. So as you see, there are a lot of components or features which are added or which are available to support your spaces for mobile. So we now have introduced IIB comes with RESTful nodes now with the inclusion in the latest and greatest version, and it can talk over MQTT, so it supports MQTT and AMQP, so it supports IoT as well, and it supports analytics on top of it by using Node, which was introduced in the prior versions of IIB. So with the addition of these features, it becomes very easy for any enterprise to come up to speed with the latest and greatest trends and to integrate with system of engagements, which was not possible, I should not say it was not possible, but it was difficult to achieve using WESB toolkit. Now, there are other features that it can do: EDI integration, and HL7. So for the enterprises which were high on EDI integration, EDI transformation, or in the healthcare domain, they were doing a lot of HL7. They provide, for HL7, they have a healthcare connectivity pack. For retail, they have retail connectivity pack, where you have out-of-the-box patterns. That was something, again, which was missing on ESB, WebSphere ESB, which is there on Integration BUS. Pattern-based development is something which was introduced in version 9 of IIB, and which where the developers can develop patterns to integrate to their destination systems, or the whole life cycle or a business process can be put up into a pattern, which is again and again reusable, saves a lot of time and cost. So these are a few of the things which I wanted to highlight on IIB, which is inclusive as part of the migration approach. Advantages of Integration BUS. So there are advantages in all the different spheres, from installation to deployment. I spoke about WESB WESB having the need of having the database and WAS server, which is not required for IIB. So the installation process becomes simpler. The installation time is far less and less complicated as compared to WESB. So you're gaining on your installation and deployment. You're saving on your licensing cost. We just discussed about that. And you're talking about having a support for different languages. So we have seen some shops which are more .NET, Microsoft supported shops, some shops which use more of Java, and they have the developers in those enterprises probably are inclined towards using a particular language over the other. So IIB takes care of those things, where it provides support whether a developer is more more okay to code in C# .NET, he can use that platform, or he can use Java Compute Node to probably code in Java. So these are a few of the things. Global cache is another thing which is introduced which was not in WESB, and it was introduced with IIB, where you can store you can store a lot of things on your cache, and can have an IIB distributed environment, having those variables or key value pairs being shared across distributed IIB landscape. So these are a few of the things wherein, as it is described on this slide, which makes it simple, better on Integration BUS, and probably a need to move from WESB platform to Integration BUS. Then let me talk about the WebSphere ESB conversion services. So to our clients who are planning to move, or some of them who are in the process of moving, this is a snapshot of the conversion services which Miracle provides from our palette. So as soon as we see that there is a client of ours who is planning to move from WESB environment to IIB, we have these three things which we do. We do an initial conversion assessment. If it's a new customer for us, we will go for an assessment, quickly hold up a workshop, do a quick 4 to 5 days of workshop, and do an assessment which covers these points, wherein we do a complete architecture mapping, how WESB is implemented, how it is connected, how it is talking to all the different environments, which protocols are being used more, which are being used less, how many transactions, volumes, scalability, sizing. All those things are kept in onto our palette, where we have our checklist, where we have our best practices built in to guide the customer from there. So once the assessment is done, how many environments are there? Once the assessment is completed, we move towards doing a small POC or a POT, taking one or two of a peculiar use cases which customer wants us to prove on IIB. And we do it back in our labs. We don't use customer environment to stand up the IIB instance. We bring it back to our labs, that particular use case in form of a design document or probably a code component on WESB in our labs, and try to prove it out. Then we have, as part of quick start services, we do offer installation and configuration of integration bus in all the different environments. Provide architectural assessment on IIB, which I was just mentioning. Resolve any technical barriers which we face or our enterprise or our customers are facing when they are doing this migration, and mentor client on the best practices towards moving from WESB to IIB. Some of those best practices and our analysis which we did as part of this migration process, or our learnings which we are going to share, or Mahesh is going to share later in the presentation with you. Let me move to the next slide. Okay, so I think from here I'll give it to my colleague Mahesh, who will take you to the conversion options and talk about that. Over to you, Mahesh.
Yeah. Hi viewers, I'm Mahesh Reddy, Integration Architect at Migrating Software System. So in this technical webinar, I'm going to cover the different options available to migrate any WSB project to IIB with a real-time POC, and I'm going to show the conversion results as well as the Miracle recommended options and how we will do the migration at Miracle. So hope everybody able to see the conversion option slide. So in this slide, if you see, there are like two options available here, like tool accelerated and tool assisted approach. In the tool accelerated approach, so what we will do is, like, first we will import the WSB project artifacts using the WebSphere conversion tool feature available in IIB, and that conversion tool will take care about converting all the WSB project artifacts to IIB, and and after conversion, it's going to list out all the migration results, either it's a success or failure. If it is failed, it's going to list out all the errors and the to-do tasks which a developer has to fix manually. And coming to the tool-assisted approach, or like tool-assisted option, so instead of using the conversion tool, WebSphere conversion tool feature in IIB, instead of using the conversion tool feature as is, so just we are going to customize the tool with a standard template. So basically, what is this standard template? So before conversion, so first we will analyze the WebSphere ESB integration solution, and we will prepare a standard solution based on the integration solution in WSB. So this template we are going to add to the conversion tool, and then we will start the conversion. So like in this template, we are going to add all the required converters to convert any primitives. So obviously it's going to accelerate the migration process because we are adding the template and we are analyzing the WSB solution, and we are preparing this template, right? So obviously it's going to accelerate the migration process. And if you go to the next slide, so in this slide you can see, so to get these two options in your integration bus toolkit, so we need to install one plugin. So this in this slide you can see how to install that plugin, and I'm going to show that option also later in my technical demo. And now, so far we had seen the tool accelerated and tool assisted approach, right? So to explain the practical challenges and benefits with these two options, so I prepared a simple order to cache POC in WSB and migrated to IIB and listed all the results here. So before going get into that, so let me show you the order to cache WSB flow in the environment. So if you see here, so here is the order to cache flow in WSB. So let me briefly explain about this flow, what this flow will do. So if you see this assembly diagram, so this assembly diagram basically whenever a customer submits an order from a web page or any order entry tool, so this order to cache flow will receive an order message from WebSphere MQ, and then here it's going to process that order message by validating the customer information by consuming one HTTP service, and later if it is success, then it's going to validate the claim information by doing a web service call, and then finally it will prepare an invoice XML and it will send it to the MQ, and later it's going to prepare the invoice document using this file adapter. So overall I covered the MQ binding and web service binding and HTTP and one file adapter also. So now what we will do is like we will convert this order to cash flow to the IIB, and then we will see how and then we will see the results. So first we need to export this project, the entire WebSphere project as a zip file, like as we will call it as a project interchange we have to take, and then here you can see the IBM Integration BUS toolkit, which is version 10. So here we need to import that the entire like right now I'm going to show with these two approaches. So for that, just you need to go to the file and go to the import section, and here if you see the WebSphere ESB project interchange, so like we can import all the project artifacts using this option. So let me import this. I already taken this project interchange, so just I'm going to use the same the project interchange here. And now if you see this like order to cash flow in WSB, it contains one simple library and one simple mediation module and one complex mediation module. So now I'm going to like convert all these. So I don't want to start the WebSphere ESB conversion tool after import. So that's why I'm going to uncheck this. So I'm going to convert one by one, and I'm importing this all the WSB project artifacts to the IIB toolkit first. So after importing the WSB project artifacts which you want to convert, so you can see all the artifacts in your IIB toolkit. So from here, like whenever you are going to migrate, or like whenever you want to convert these artifacts using the WebSphere conversion tool, first we need to set an order, like which artifact I need to convert first, because based on the dependency we need to convert. For example, if you see in this flow, like library is a common for both the mediation module. So before going to convert this mediation module, first we have to convert this library. So just I imported this all the project artifacts into IIB, right? So now right click on this common library, and here using this option you can convert. So like this, what is this conversion file, like conversion session file name? So all the conversion results it's going to store in this file. So whether you want to store this file in the WebSphere WSB conversion project, or like you can create your own new project. So right now I want to store all these files into the same project, which is WSB conversions. So here you need to give a proper naming convention for this conversion file. So I'm going to convert the common library, right? So I'm going to keep this conversion file name as so it is a first iteration, right? So I'm going to give it as a 001. So now here you can see the 4 steps here. So these 4 steps like it's going to follow. So here you can see the list of WSB project and which you are going to convert. So now I'm going to convert the common library. So this common library is going to convert it to IIB _common library in IBM toolkit. So now let's move to the next step. So here you can see it's going to convert the common library. So here you can see the nodes, like how it's going to convert and which name it's going to keep in IIB for the artifact in the second option, and I will move to the next. And here we don't have much options because just we are converting the library. So this library contains only XSD and WSDL. We don't have any the WSB artifacts, like XSD and WSDLs are common for any kind of technology, right? So that's why I couldn't see any kind of information here. So now you can move to the next section here, and here you can start the conversion by using this one. So it's going to convert all the common library in WSB to the IIB _common library. You can see the artifacts which was created by the conversion tool in IIB. So after conversion, if you see, like as I said, it's going to create one conversion file. So you can see the conversion file here. So here you can identify all the conversion results. So each and every, if it produce any error, like you can see all the problems here, and if it is any task which we need to fix after the conversion, you can see all the to-do tasks in this section. So just we converted only the library, right? So it converted successfully without any errors. So now let's move to the next one. Like now I am going to convert the simple mediation module, which is claim and customer check mediation. So let me convert this. Okay. So now here you can see I'm going to convert one more mediation module, which is a simple one. So here I'm going to keep this conversion name as conversion file name as so here also we are going to convert this. This is the first iteration for this particular mediation module, right? So I'm going to keep the name like this. And now, so here you need to, like, I don't like this common library is a dependent for this client customer check mediation, right? So but we already converted this common library, so we no need to convert the included reference. So that's why I'm going to uncheck this checkbox. I'm going to disable this checkbox, and I'm going to convert only this mediation module, because we already converted this the common library. So if you see here, so now this is a complete WSB project artifact, right? So it contains some mediation flow and the export and imports. So you can see all the export and imports. So this conversion tool is going to convert, and here you can see all the information, like how the export will convert it to the which artifacts in IIB. So you can see all the information in the second step. And if you see here, so to convert the WSB artifacts like a fail node or like input node, it's going to use some inbuilt converter, which is a built-in converters it's going to use. So here you can see the built-in converters, which is given by IBM itself. And now let's start the conversion. So it's converting the claim customer check mediation. So after conversion, here you can see the two errors. So we will talk about all these errors in the next few minutes. So let me convert the main flow, which is a complex one. So I'm going to save this conversion file first, and the two conversion file got created for the two project artifacts in WSB. And now let's convert the final one. So it's taking some time, like just wait for a moment, it's going to pop up that the conversion tool box. So here you can see, like now I'm going to keep the file name as and finish. So here also, if you see again this library dependency, you can see here, because order process mediation have a dependency as this library. So I'm going to uncheck this library. Now I'm going to convert the final mediation module, which is a complex one. It have a lot of imports and exports, and it have some the maps which will cause conversion failures. And if you go to the next step, and here I'm going to start the conversion. So now save this file. So basically this conversion file will help us to identify the conversion results. So now if you see the total, the order to cash flow in IIB. So here you can see the 2 applications got created in IIB for the 2 mediation modules, and 1 library created as is, and I can see the 6 errors here. So now let's discuss the results, this conversion results. So in this slide you can see the results. So first, if you see, after conversion we are missing the WebSphere project flow structure. For example, if you see here, so this is my order to cash flow in WSB, this is the assembly diagram. So using this assembly diagram, anyone can easily identify so what this order to cash flow will do. So here I can say like it's going to receive the order message from MQ, and it's going to validate that message, and finally it's going to prepare an invoice and it will send to the MQ. But after conversion, if you see, this is the order to cash flow in IIB. So now let me open this order to cash flow in IIB. So after conversion, I can see the order to cash flow here. So one message flow got created here with the lot of subflows, but we are not able to identify the layout of the message flow. It is very difficult to identify the layout of the message flow here. So I am not able to correlate with the WSB order to cash flow. And now if you go to the next one, and export and import bindings logic is encapsulated in request and response subflows. Now if you see the integration bus, like integration bus toolkit, so for each export and import, like in my order to cache WSB flow, I have some imports. For each and every import, it created a lot of subflows here. Like if your export having the 2-way operation, it's going to create the 2 subflows. One is for request and another for response. So which leads a more confusion to the developer when he correlates with the WSB project. And also, if you see the other challenges here with the maps. So I used the business object map, and so in this slide you can see I highlighted the 2 maps. I used the business object map and XSLT map to transform the data in order to cash flow. So I used these 2 artifacts in WSB, but after conversion, so I got a lot of subflows, and I can see some errors in the maps also, like I am going to show in my environment now. So if you see here, so maps plays a major role in any ESB project, because like a ESB tool we are going to use for the most of the transformation. Most of the transformations we are going to achieve with these maps, right? Like if you see here, so I can see one error here. So this is basically an XSLT map which I used in order to cash flow, and here I used the lookup functionality in WSB to correlate the provinces, like state codes. Like while converting, like we are going to use the one relationship here, which is a lookup. Like if you have a state as USA, like in some other system we are going to store it as United States of America. Like here we used this functionality in WSB, but after conversion, so this functionality I am not able to see in the map, because this lookup functionality is not going to support in IIB, like, but we can achieve with other function. And also, and if you go to the order to cash flow in IIB, and here in the main flow, if you see, so here I can see one more error here. So this is basically a business object map in WSB, but this conversion tool, like if you go with the tool accelerated and tool assisted approach, so we are not able to convert this business object map, because that built-in converter is not available with these 2 approaches. So that's why I can see the primitive here. I can see the node, corresponding node in IIB for the business object map, but if you see the properties, the implementation is not there. Like we need to re-implement this entire business object map again, like to get the as-is functionality in IIB. So basically, in most of the maps, we are going to do the field-to-field mapping, almost like 100 fields are like that. So again, a developer has to redo all this map, and which is going to be a burden to the developer again. And also in the maps, if you see the context data, like SMO context data, context data plays a major role in any WSB project, because we are going to store most of the data in the context, and later we are going to retrieve whenever we required in WSB. So those context data is missing after conversion of the maps. So which is going to be the burden for the developer again with these two approaches. So now if you see, I am going to highlight some more challenges with these two options. So let me come back to this the results. So if you see here, like we have an issue with the business object map, and all export and imports got created as a subflows, and we are missing the context data. And if you have a custom code, like if you achieve something with the custom mediation primitive, and you wrote some the code with Java, some other programming language, so we are missing all those APIs and functions are not available in IIB, so we are missing that data. We are missing that functionality in, after conversion in IIB. And if you see this table, like this table will give a clear picture about this POC, and it have all the statistics. So the first column will represent the artifact name, either it's ESB artifact or IIB artifact. And in the second column, you can see the count of the number of artifacts we used to achieve this order to cash flow in WSB. And after migration, how many artifacts got created by conversion tool. So here I listed out, like if you see, in order to achieve the order to cash flow in WSB, I used the two mediation modules and one library, which is the one simple mediation module and one complex mediation module. And I used the 32 primitives to achieve this order to cash flow. And we used the 3 export bindings and 4 import bindings, and one Java file we used to achieve some custom functionality. And we used the 8 maps for the transformation. So here is the artifacts count to implement the order to cash flow in WSB. We used this many artifacts. But after conversion, if you see, for the 2 mediation modules, like 2 applications got created in IIB, so which is good. And also one library successfully converted to the library in IIB, so which is also very good. And but if you see, I used the 32 nodes, 32 primitives in WSB to achieve this entire order to cash flow. But after conversion, I can see the 34 nodes in IIB. For some of the for some extra nodes got created, like a lot of subflows got created. Right, so inside we have a lot of nodes got created for each export and import. So that's why I can see some count here, like a extra count here. And one, like if you see the red color one, like a Java file, we used a single Java file to achieve all the custom coding in WSB. But after converting this Java file to IIB, the 15 Java files get created approximately, and which is very confusing to the developer while fixing all those the converted issues. And also you can see, like I used the 0 subflows, so I never used any subflow in my order to cash flow, but 20 subflows got created. So which leads a more confusion to the developer to correlate with the WSB project flow structure. And we will talk about this the third column later. And now and I'm going to highlight some more common challenges. So far we had seen the challenges with these two approaches when you convert a simple order to cash real-time flow. But there are some other common challenges which we observed as part of our Center of Excellence team when we deal with other WSB flows. So many to-do tasks get created. For example, if you see for business object map, the WebSphere conversion tool is not able to convert. So for that, again, developer has to re-implement. That is one task for the developer. Like it's going to list out a lot of to-do tasks which developer has to fix later. And we used the promotable properties and quality of service features in WSB, so which plays a major role in while developing a SOA solution. So those are missing in IIB, but we can achieve this with the different options. And also, if you have any visuals which is having a no namespace, if you convert those to IIB with these two approaches, later while executing we are getting the null pointer exceptions. So like that, you can see the standalone reference if you have in WSB projects. Like if you convert those, you are getting the class cached exception. And also you can see. So if you go to the next slide here, so here you can see some more challenges here. So if you have a circular warning in your assembly diagram, and if you convert those kind of WSB flows, so you are getting the stack overflow exception. And as I already explained about the map issues, and you can see some more issues here. So these are the common challenges when we deal with any complex or like a WSB project while converting with these two options, which is tool assisted and tool accelerated. So now, so far you had seen the challenges with this tool accelerated and tool assisted approach, right? So here you can see the two more options, which is provided by IBM and which we recommended, which is a manual conversion and custom solution. So let's get into this. What is this manual conversion and custom solution? So in manual conversion, so first what we will do is like first we will import the WSB project and we will convert the project artifacts using the conversion tool. And after conversion, we are going to analyze all the converted artifacts like visuals and XSDs and the nodes and the subflows. All we are going to analyze. So based on our analyzation, we are going to like re-implement, or we are going to design the new flows by leveraging the new features in IIB. So simply we are based on the customer wish, we are going to combine some conversion artifacts and we are going to change the architecture of the WSB flow by leveraging the new features. So if you use this kind of approach like manual conversion, so we can use the converted artifacts, which accelerates our development process, and also we are going to leverage the new features. So at the end we can provide the best solution in the less time, because we are using some artifacts. By analyzing whatever the artifacts we can use for the new design, so we are going to use those and we are going to implement it. And coming to the custom solution, like it is going to be similar to the manual conversion, but some WSB projects may contain the out-of-box solutions. So some solutions, like some functionalities, they may achieve with the custom coding. So the same functionality, if you want to implement in the IIB, so we need to do some custom coding by using the compute node, or like the Java compute node, or like .NET node, or C++ node. Like by using any the IIB feature, we can implement if that feature is available in IIB. So without that custom code, we can implement. But if it is not possible, again we can do the custom coding using this the programming languages available in IIB. So basically, with these two options, like if you use these two options like manual conversion and custom solution, so compare with the tool assisted and tool accelerated approach, so it's going to take a less time. So how I can I'm going to show you like how it's going to take a less time also. But why we recommend, because we can use the conversion tool to some part and we are going to convert the required artifacts, and we will analyze and we are going to design the new flows, so which gives a rich solution which is compatible for the IIB, and we can leverage the new features. Because so IIB, they release it with a lot of new features, like we can see a lot of new features. So all those we can implement in our new solution, which gives a rich solution at the end to the customer, and which can survive for the next 10 or like 20 years with those solutions. And now if you go to the conversion table again, so same this order to cash flow, if you want to implement, if you want to convert with these two approaches, which is manual conversion or custom solution, so we can complete all this entire order to cash flow in IIB using this less artifacts. Like I can use 2 message flows, and I can use the 20 node instead of 35 or like 32 primitives. I can finish a lot of functionality in the 30 nodes. In the 30 nodes, I can achieve all this functionality. And the 2 applications and 1 library is common. And in 1 Java file, like we can use 1 Java file and we can write all the custom coding inside that, and we can utilize that. So overall, if you see, like we have 4 options, which is the tool assisted, tool accelerated, and manual conversion and custom solution. So compare with the first 2 options. So these 2 manual conversion and custom solution will give the best solution. So because as this order to cash flow will give a clear picture. Now let's move to the how we will do it Migrating. So here is our approach. So if you are a customer, if you are a WSB customer, you are struggling to migrate to IIB, and our approach will help you to the migrate in the less time, and we are going to provide the best solution. So here is our approach. So the first what we are going to do is, so before converting this, like first we will analyze your WSB WSB architecture, like we will conduct some workshops at your environment, and we will help you out to understand the IIB technology with a relative POC. So if you conduct a workshop, we are going to like know your complexity in your WSB architecture, like WSB environment, like how complex you are, and we are going to assess the possibilities and non-possibilities, and we will come up with one migration plan by setting up the lowest business critical flows first, and in this POC we are going to give all the results, like how many what are the possibilities and non-possibilities we are going to list out to you. So if you are okay with that POC, and we are going to like take some the less business critical flows first, and one simple medium flow, and again the complex flow, and we are going to migrate all those the three flows with like the how many flows you have, like we are going to take some flows from there, and we are going to migrate those flows with these two options, which is manual conversion and the custom solution. And we are going to do the migration with the like cookbook based execution we are going to follow. So what is this cookbook based execution? So basically this cookbook is a step-by-step guide on how to do a successful migration. And in this cookbook, as part of Miracle Center of Excellence team, so we developed this kind of POCs, lot of POCs, and we produced most of the challenges with the WebSphere conversion tool, with the tool accelerated and tool assisted, manual conversion, and custom solutions. So using these four options, as part of COE team, our team already prepared a lot of POCs, and they listed out all the errors, the possible errors with this WebSphere conversion tool, and they identified all the issues, and we provided like we find out a lot of solutions, like, and from there like we take a best solution and we prepared this book. So basically this book will help to the developer while doing any migration, so it have all the errors and the possible solutions and the best practices and the coding standards. So obviously it's going to helpful for the developer while doing the migration. So if we have any issues, so by going through this book we can easily fix, and we can accelerate the migration process. And one best thing is as part of Miracle, like if we have this kind of migration projects, we are going to allocate the right SMEs, like who is having a good experience in both the WSB and WMB, like which is message broker and IIB. So basically this kind of developer have hands-on both the technologies, so they can correlate or they can easily fix all the issues. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this the technical webinar, and use Miracle software system for your migration service, and with this approach we will provide you the best solution in a less time. So now it's your time to ask any questions, or like if you have any doubts.
Thank you, Kunal and Mahesh. Now I'll open for Q&A session. If you do have any questions, please do raise your hand to ask questions, or you can push your questions in the chat box too. Kunal and Mahesh, we got one question from Steve. He is asking us, how can we verify migration results in IIB?
So let me show you that, like as I explained in my live demo. If you see here, like whenever you are converting any WSB project, like we are going to give the conversion file name. So this conversion file name will have all the information. Like for example, if you want to know if the migration is success or failure, like if you want to see the common library, so just you can open this conversion file. So from here you can see all the conversion results. Okay, if you see here, like these are the conversion file. Like if you want to see whether this XSD converted or not, like you can see in this conversion file. Like it's going to. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, Mahesh.
Okay, so now if you see here, so one conversion file got created, right? So while converting the WSB product artifact, like this conversion file will have all the information. Like by using these files, you can know whether the migration is success or not, like which component got failed. Any other questions?
Yes, we have one question. How to install WebSphere WESB Conversion Tool plugin?
Okay, so this WebSphere conversion tool is not going to available in the integration toolkit when you install the product, but we need to add this plugin. So to install this plugin, so just you need to go to the the help section. So in the install new software, so you need to choose the install new software. So here you need to add the URL. So if you have the fix available in your machine, like just you can directly execute that. If you don't have, like just you need to use the URL. So here I already added that the feature. So that's why you can see the, like just you need to add that URL, and you can update or you can install this WebSphere conversion tool feature in the toolkit. You can add this feature. So just go to the help and add the URL. Like this URL, you can get it from Google or like anywhere, and just you need to add this URL, and you can update the WebSphere conversion tool, or you can install it. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Mahesh. Thank you, Mahesh. Hope we answered all the questions. Here are the upcoming webinars that are going to be held in the month of September. We are having one webinar reviewing Microsoft SharePoint 2016 hybrid scenarios. This webinar will be held on September 8th. And we have one more webinar, Simple Ways of Integrating Your E-commerce Platform with Salesforce. This webinar will be held on September 14th. And you can check out more webinars at www.miraclesoft.com/webinars, and you can register for the webinars too. Coming to the digital transformation and Miracle, we do health check workshops, digital transformation workshops, and our Center of Excellence teams and innovation labs can help you to build a roadmap for your next generation digital transformation initiatives. With all this, thank you once again. To learn more, visit www.miraclesoft.com, and you can follow us on our Twitter channel @team_MSS, and you can watch our videos at YouTube. You can click on youtube.com/miracle45625, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/miracle45625. Thank you once again, and have a great day.